Hey, small business owners of the world, quite frankly. Here with Keith Jennings, he's chief strategist, also CEO, but another aspect of your professional life is kind of entrepreneur, have several different business lines. I think right now there's a lot of concern in the broad markets, particularly maybe on a local level, just nobody saw this coming. Let's be honest.
Right.
There was, in rare the plan was there a contingency for a government mandated shutdown for weeks to months period of time. I think most small businesses are reeling for information, for understanding what to do. So we just wanted to kind of bring you in to talk about maybe some hot topics you're seeing, or maybe what do they do? What's going on right now?
I think my identity, most of all, certainly an advisor, but secondly is a business owner. I feel for you in this period of time. I mean, it's tough for everybody, but it's particularly tough if you got a payroll, if you've got rents coming due, if you've got utilities and those things that continue to need to be dealt with, and inventories. But small business owners are by and large pretty stoic. They're tough folks. They wouldn't be in that space to begin with. So we know you can get through it. But as far as tactics, like what to do, I think many of us, small business owners by and large, are action takers, Nick. You know that we deal with them day to day. And the conversation I've had, the theme of every conversation has been always, what should I do?
Yeah.
And doing things, it does make us feel good and ultimately is necessary. Mm-hmm. But what I've told essentially all of our small business owners that are clients, and what I believe for those who aren't clients, is this is a great opportunity to take a pause and catch a breath and renew kind of the idea that, what is my game plan? What is my intention? Instead of just going out there and being a hamster on the wheel and doing something, creating activity that may or may not be right, I think it's an opportunity to assess. Yeah. It's the second thing, it's to say, do I have the right people to gather information? Because there's no real way that you're going to be able to, as dynamic as the circumstance is, how are you going to collect all the information about what's going on at congressional level, taxes or legal or planning or insurance, all those things? You got to have, if you want to sustain long-term with any business, you got to have the appropriate team. So the way that we advise families deal with that, and we help them, is by running a very simple one-page checklist. For me right now, and I advise clients, it's a communication, whether to a planner to tell folks, hey, let's catch our breath, let's organize, let's make sure we understand the goal. Secondly, routine communication with your CPA or tax professional to understand what kind of stimulus or federal assistance coming, whether you need it or not, is important. And understanding your operating needs and, quite frankly, expenses. Because some people are having to make some hard decisions about, do I lay off now? It's time to make those, to collect that information before you start making rash decisions. The checklist is such a critical part because psychologically, this has been going on for, we're in the trenches for a couple of weeks now. I think business owners are getting fatigued emotionally about that uncertainty. And what a checklist, a financial planning checklist for small business owners can do is can provide some certainty, something concrete about what they can do without making real rash decisions. So having that checklist first and foremost, and what I like to do is understand on the very top of that is, what is the intention? What is the goal that I'm trying to accomplish with our business? And has the environment changed that goal?
Has it modified it?
Yeah. In some cases it has. In our particular case, we continue to do what we do. Service client, are we having more calls? Certainly. Are we adjusting to the climate of the economic environment? Yeah, but day to day we're doing what we do. For some businesses they can't. And they need to spend that time working with their team to collect their aggregate team to collect information.
Well, I think, you said something one time before I thought was really relevant in this case too. It was, understanding as a business owner is it's a national reset at this point. I mean, there's been a pause pressed, which is a different mindset, I think, for a lot of business owners because they're so used to being isolated into not all decisions affect all business lines. This is happening. A lot of times it's something that impacts me only, and you get into a place with it's an epidemic. I mean, it's across the board. So with that, the tool sets that are going to have to be delivered from a regulatory or legislative standpoint is going to be
Yeah,
vast.
It's going to be big.
So
it's going to be big.
understand
It is big. It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. So it's understanding how. But I think how do you get to that? And really, I think your best point is have a team around you that's kind of helping you filter through that.
Yeah.
Is important as anything because, quite frankly, you have enough on your plate.
Yeah.
You're making decisions on payroll.
I'll tell you, I can't imagine, Nick, from a business perspective but also from an operating perspective, we have a lot of, when we set the business up, we hired vendors from tax to attorneys to insurance professionals because we got enough to learn in the framework of what we do day to day. And we're proud of that. We're focused on that. And I think this for business people that feel overwhelmed, and so many do, this is, I think, a great opportunity if your business is closed to reset it. What tools I need, what people do I need, and has my goals changed? Because a 2-week outage of whatever your business is can send you into turmoil, but it will. I think some business owners will come out stronger than ever with more resolve. And I think if you're using this period to be panicked, it probably won't have good ends. If you're using it to create a checklist or use a checklist like we offer, which, by the way, we've waived all planning fees for the time for small business owners that are trying to develop a game plan for this, and we can provide our checklist on our website or drop us an email and we'll give you a general outlook. Super simple, super actionable. I think those little things are the big things. They help us psychologically, they help us financially, and they leave us the game plan. The final thing I want to add, Nick, though, I think it's extremely critical. A business owner I talked to yesterday is we talked about the how much operating income they had, what their personal needs were, because not only the business have operating needs, but your household as a small business owner has operating needs. And understanding the operating needs of the business and the needs of your family as an individual could not be more critical to provide the psychological underpinning that we all need. So I would encourage you to go through that exercise with your accountant, with your financial planner, determine what that need is, and start to build in a multiple to see how many months you have. If you don't have any months, you're really lean, you're 2 weeks out, you certainly in that checklist need to be talking to your banker. You need to be engaged with what this stimulus package is going to do to provide some relief. So the good news is there's lots of things to do, but you need to organize them, you need to slow down, you need to be methodical.
That's right.